All right, welcome to my channel. This is Digital, and what I do is solve technical drawing problems and also provide very important information that can help you to have a better performance in your technical drawing examinations. If you are watching my video for the first time, I want to appreciate you and I want to ask you to subscribe and also help me to share my videos with your friends who are technical drawing students. I've done so much on this YouTube channel and I'm still doing more. By God's grace, I will always make sure that you have the necessary information that can help you to do well when it comes to technical drawing. So I have worked on the construction of isometric circles before. And what I just want to do here is to give you more explanation on how the construction can be done, because I've noticed that some students, they usually have challenge with the construction of isometric circles as a result of them not practicing it as supposed to be done. So when it's come to technical drawing, something that you need to do repeatedly. So that is the purpose of giving you this information on the construction of isometric circle. So as you can see, we are focusing on the construction of isometric circle, and let's look at how what you need to do. So for the next slide that we have here, as you can see, we have construction of isometric circle using force center method. So we are using force center method to construct an isometric circle, and this information that I'm providing here is very, very important. The first one that we have here is that an isometric circle, when drawn on an isometric object, is always in the form of an ellipse. That is the first thing that I want you to take note of. So whenever we draw an isometric circle on an isometric object, it is always in the form of an ellipse. Take note of that. Then I say you should note that an isometric circle is usually drawn on an isometric square. So whenever you have to construct an isometric circle, you have to make sure you draw an isometric square. So if the face upon which you have to draw an isometric circle is in a rectangular form, you have to work out that square on which you have to construct an isometric circle. So that's the second thing that I want you to pay attention, that whenever you have to construct an isometric circle, you have to draw it on an isometric square. That's the second thing that we have there. Now, to construct an isometric circle, the steps to follow are as follow. Number one, or the step one that we have here is that you have to draw an isometric square ABCD whose length equals the diameter of the circle, and I'm using 50 millimeters for example. So let me say this again, that the square that you have to construct, the square you have to construct, or the isometric square that you have to construct, its length must be equal to the diameter of that circle that you want to construct. So if the diameter of the circle is 50 millimeters, if the diameter of the isometric circle is 50 millimeters, so you have to draw an isometric square whose length will be equal to 50 millimeters. For example, this length AB is 50 millimeters, length BC is 50 millimeters, length CD is 50 millimeters, and length DA is 50 millimeters. So this is an isometric circle ABCD. Then let's look at the next step that we have here. So the second step, or step two, says that after you have constructed the isometric square, so the next thing that you have to do is that you are to divide each length into two equal parts to obtain points E, F, G, and H. So what I did here now, I divided length AB into two equal parts, and I have a point F at the midpoint of line AB. Also, I divided BC into two equal parts. I have point G as the midpoint of length BC. Then I also divided CD into two equal parts. I have point H as the midpoint of CD. Then DA I divided into two equal parts. I have point E as the midpoint of DA. Okay, so that is the step two, or the second step that you have to take. Then the next step, which is step three, says that after you have divided the length, each length of the square into two equal parts to obtain points E, F, G, and H. So the next thing to do is that you have to join BD. So you join the longest diagonal. So BD is the longest diagonal. So you join BD together. Okay, so then you are to join EG, and you also join HF. So you join them together, as you can see here. So this is step 3. Then step 4 now. So for the step 4, so we are to join AH. So we join AH. So we join AH, and we also join CE. So to obtain center 1, we are using 4 center method. So we need to get the 4 centers. So we join AH and we join CE. So the point of intersection of line BD and AH and CE gives us center 1. Then we also join AG, we join AG and we join CF. So the point of intersection of BD and AG and CF gives us center 2. Then point A is center 3 and point C is center 4, as you can see here. So this is the 4th step that you need to take. Then let's see the next step, which is step 5, says that with center 1 radius 1E, center 1 radius 1E or 1H. So this is center 1 here. So you put the pinpoint of your compass at center 1, then you extend it to point E or you extend it to point H. Then by doing that, so we are able to draw the arc EH. We are able to draw arc EH. So using center 1. So this is step 5. Then step 6. So step 6, so we put the point of our compass at point 2 here, our center 2. Then we extend it to point F or to point G. Then after doing that, after extending the pinpoint of our compass or extend the pencil point of our compass to point F or point G, so we're able to draw arc FG. We're able to draw arc FG. So that is the this is the step 6. Then step 7, so it says that so we put the midpoint of our compass at center 3 and we extend it to point G or point H. So either of the two, then we're able to draw arc HG. We're able to draw arc HG. So then this is step 7. Then the next step is step 8. So for the step 8, so we put the midpoint of our compass at center 4. Then we extend the pencil point to point E or point F. So either of the two, then we are able to draw arc EF, as you can see here. Then we complete the isometric circle that we are asked to draw. So this is how to construct isometric circle. So when you follow the steps that I've outlined, you will be able to get it done. So you need to do it repeatedly. You do it repeatedly. So by the time you do it repeatedly, it will stick in your mind. Then let me just recount some things that I said are very important for you to bear in mind when it comes to the construction of isometric circle. Number 1 is that whenever you draw an isometric circle, it is in form of an ellipse on an isometric object. So as you can see here, so when you look at this this shape that we drew here as an isometric circle, it's an ellipse. It's an ellipse. That's the first thing that you need to take note of. Then the second thing that I want to pay attention to is that whenever you have to construct an isometric circle, you have to draw it on an isometric square. You have to draw that isometric circle on an isometric square. That is number 2. Then the third thing that you need to bear in mind when it comes to construction of isometric circle is that the length of side of the isometric square upon which the isometric circle is to be constructed must be equal to the diameter of the given isometric circles. Those are the 3 things that you need to bear in mind. So I believe you have captured all that I've given you here, and as you practice, my prayer is that God will help you to do it well and to remember it whenever you are to do this construction. Thank you. Keep on practicing, and God bless you.